Hello, folks. We are doing our next video at this point. You may be noticing that Mrs. Greene is going to be doing a couple tutorials next week on how to use Google Voice Notes, particularly within both docs and slides. And so I'm just giving you a very quick preview as to what those workshops are going to look like. As we're well aware, most of our students have the Google Read and Write app as part of their programming. And so when we click on that toolbar along the top, there's several different features along here. As you know, we've got our check it, where it's going to check on our spelling. We've got a predictor if they're having difficulty figuring out which word or how to spell it. We have a couple of dictionaries that we can look at. They can listen to what they've written. They can speak right into it and have the microphone type out their words. We can highlight some words, we can take the highlights out, but the one that I want to bring to your attention, the one that Mrs. Greene's going to be focusing on, is what's known as Voice Note. And Voice Note is a straight audio file or MP4 file. And so when we click on it, it actually brings me to this window here. And I click on my microphone and I simply begin speaking into it. You'll notice that I've got a little bit of a highlight going on here, a little bit of lines that tells me what's happening. I'm allowed to speak up to 60 seconds, and it will put that audio file directly in. This is particularly for our younger students or our students that find writing or typing particularly difficult. And if they simply want to say their answers into the voice note and share it with their teachers in that way, that works just as well. So we're going to stop our recording at this point, and then I'm going to hit my insert button. And you'll notice I've got my colored lines happening along here, which tells me it's still doing a little bit of work. And so I'm going to wait for this window to disappear, which should happen shortly. Now, I will warn you, I've been working with this afternoon. For some reason, it's not actually putting the files in for me, which I don't quite understand why that is, but this is really the procedure. And the workshop that you will do with Mrs. Greene next week looks like this, just to give you a bit of a preview, where she's going to walk you through all of these features and give you an opportunity to actually work with it. So that's within slides. Her other presentation is within docs and everything that consists there. So that gives you a bit of a preview of what we're looking at. And normally in this case, you would see an MP4 file right along the side here that the teacher would be able to click on and access. So we look forward to seeing you next week, folks.